The Phantom Librarian. The library was my sanctuary, a place where I could escape the chaos of the outside world and immerse myself in the comforting embrace of knowledge. So, when I found myself facing a daunting midterm exam, I knew there was only one place to turn late-night study sessions in the quiet solitude of the library. As I pored over my notes in the dimly lit stacks, I noticed a movement out of the corner of my eye. Assuming it was just another student or perhaps a librarian going about their duties, I didn't think much of it at first. But as the figure drew closer, I realized there was something distinctly otherworldly about it. The figure was translucent, its form flickering in and out of existence like a ghostly apparition. It moved with a purposeful stride, its hands deftly rearranging books on the shelves as if searching for something of great importance. Curiosity getting the better of me, I approached the figure, intending to ask for help with my studies. But as I drew nearer, a chill ran down my spine, and I realized that this was no ordinary librarian. The figure turned to face me, its features obscured by the ethereal glow that surrounded it. And as it spoke, its voice echoed with a haunting resonance that sent shivers down my spine. "I seek the lost home," it said, its words a whispered plea for help. The key to unlocking the portal to the afterlife. I recoiled in horror, the realization sinking in that I was face to face with the ghost of a former librarian, condemned to wander the stacks for all eternity in search of a book that may never be found. But even as fear gripped my heart, a sense of compassion stirred within me. I couldn't leave this poor soul to suffer in eternal torment, condemned to wander the halls of the library for all eternity. Determined to help the ghost find peace, I set out to assist it in its quest. Together, we combed through the shelves, searching for any trace of the elusive tome that held the key to unlocking the portal to the afterlife. Hours stretched into days as we scoured every inch of the library, our search growing more desperate with each passing moment. But just as it seemed that all hope was lost, we stumbled upon a hidden alcove tucked away in the darkest corner of the stacks. And there, nestled among the dusty tomes and forgotten manuscripts, we found it, the lost tome, its pages worn with age, but still radiating with an otherworldly power. With a sense of relief flooding through me, I placed the book in the ghost's translucent hands, watching as its form shimmered and wavered before finally fading away into the darkness. As the last echoes of the ghostly figure disappeared, I felt a profound sense of peace wash over me, knowing that I had helped put its restless spirit to rest at last. And as I left the library that night, the weight of the world lifted from my shoulders. I knew that I had witnessed something truly extraordinary, a tale of redemption and forgiveness, of a lost soul finding peace in the most unexpected of places. As I left the library that night, a sense of awe and wonder filled me. The encounter with the phantom librarian had been both terrifying and enlightening, leaving me with a newfound appreciation for the mysteries that lurked within the dusty tomes and hidden alcoves of the library. But even as I stepped out into the cool night air, a nagging thought lingered in the back of my mind. What if the ghostly librarian was not the only restless spirit haunting the halls of the library? What other secrets lay hidden within its walls, waiting to be uncovered by those brave enough to seek them out? Determined to uncover the truth, I returned to the library the following night, armed with a flashlight and a sense of trepidation. The building was eerily quiet, its halls shrouded in darkness as if holding its breath in anticipation of what was to come. As I made my way through the stacks, I couldn't shake the feeling that I was being watched, that unseen eyes followed my every move from the shadows. But I pressed on, driven by a curiosity that bordered on obsession. And then, just as I was about to give up hope, I stumbled upon a hidden staircase concealed behind a false wall. It was a discovery that sent a shiver down my spine, for I knew that whatever lay beyond those ancient stone steps could only lead to darkness and despair. But I couldn't turn back now, not when I was so close to uncovering the truth. With a deep breath, I descended into the depths of the library, the air growing colder with each step I took. As I reached the bottom of the staircase, I found myself in a vast chamber, its walls lined with row upon row of ancient tomes and crumbling manuscripts. It was a place of forgotten knowledge, a repository of secrets that had long been lost to the sands of time. But as I moved deeper into the chamber, I realized that I was not alone. Shadows danced at the edge of my vision, whispering secrets that I could not decipher. And then, from the darkness, emerged the ghostly figures of the library's past, their faces twisted in anguish as they reached out to me with spectral hands. I tried to flee, to escape the grasp of the restless spirits that haunted the chamber, but it was no use. They surrounded me, their voices echoing in my ears as they spoke of betrayal and loss, of secrets buried beneath the library's ancient stone walls. And then, just as suddenly as they had appeared, the spirits faded away into the darkness, leaving me alone in the chamber's cold embrace. But their words lingered in the air, a chilling reminder of the horrors that lurked within the library's depths. As I stumbled out of the chamber and back into the relative safety of the stacks, I knew that I had uncovered only a fraction of the library's secrets. There were still mysteries waiting to be unraveled, secrets that had been buried for centuries, waiting for someone brave enough to uncover them. But as I left the library that night, I couldn't shake the feeling that I had stumbled upon something far more sinister than I had ever imagined. And as I looked back at the darkened windows of the building, I knew that the ghosts of the library's past would continue to haunt my dreams for nights to come. The Haunted Manuscript. As the librarian of the quaint town's beloved library, I had always prided myself on curating a collection of books that would captivate and educate our patrons. So, when a rare manuscript with a dark history was donated to our collection, I couldn't help but feel a mixture of excitement and trepidation. The manuscript, bound in weathered leather and adorned with intricate engravings, arrived with a note detailing its mysterious origins. It was said to have been written by a reclusive scholar in the 17th century, rumored to have dabbled in the occult and dark magic. Its pages were said to contain secrets beyond mortal comprehension, secrets that had driven its author to madness and despair. Despite the warnings, I felt compelled to display the manuscript for all to see, believing that its historical significance outweighed any potential danger. But as soon as it was placed on display in the library's main reading room, strange occurrences began to plague the building. Books flew off the shelves, their pages fluttering in the air as if guided by an unseen force. Whispered voices echoed through the aisles, their words too faint to decipher, but filled with a sense of urgency and dread. And shadowy figures lurked in the corners, their forms shifting and twisting in the dim light. At first, I tried to dismiss the occurrences as mere coincidences, the result of an overactive imagination fueled by the manuscript's sinister reputation. But as the disturbances grew more frequent and more intense, I realized that there was something truly malevolent at work within the library's walls. I knew then that the manuscript was cursed, its pages imbued with a dark energy that sought to consume all who dared to read it. And I knew that, if I didn't find a way to destroy it, the library and everyone in it would be doomed to suffer a fate worse than death. Armed with determination and a sense of duty, I set out to uncover the truth behind the manuscript's curse. I delved into the library's archives, scouring old records and dusty tomes for any clue that might shed light on its origins. And then, just when it seemed that all hope was lost, I stumbled upon a passage in an ancient grimoire that spoke of a ritual for destroying cursed objects. It was a dangerous endeavor, requiring knowledge of dark magic and a willingness to risk everything for the greater good. But I knew that it was our only hope of ridding the library of the manuscript's malevolent influence once and for all. And so, with a heavy heart and a sense of resignation, I set out to perform the ritual, knowing that the fate of the library and everyone in it rested in my hands. As the appointed hour drew near, I gathered the necessary ingredients and prepared to perform the ritual in the library's main reading room, the very place where the cursed manuscript had first unleashed its dark power. The air crackled with tension as I began the incantation, the words flowing from my lips like a prayer for salvation. But as the ritual reached its climax, a sense of dread washed over me, and I realized that I was not alone. The shadowy figures that had haunted the library's halls emerged from the darkness, their eyes gleaming with malice as they converged on me with silent menace. I knew then that they would stop at nothing to protect the cursed manuscript, to ensure that its dark secrets remained hidden from the world. But I refused to back down, drawing upon every ounce of strength and courage I possessed as I continued the incantation, my voice growing stronger with each passing moment. And then, with a blinding flash of light and a deafening roar, the ritual reached its crescendo, and the cursed manuscript burst into flames, its pages turning to ash before my eyes. As the last echoes of the ritual faded away, I felt a profound sense of relief wash over me, knowing that the library and everyone in it was finally safe from the manuscript's malevolent influence. And as I looked out at the now quiet reading room, I knew that the darkness that had once lurked within its walls had been banished, replaced by a sense of peace and tranquility that would endure for years to come. With the cursed manuscript reduced to ashes, the library's atmosphere shifted palpably. The oppressive feeling of dread that had hung in the air dissipated, replaced by a sense of lightness and relief. As the flames consumed the last remnants of the cursed pages, I felt a weight lift from my shoulders, knowing that the malevolent influence that had plagued the library was finally gone. But even as I basked in the newfound calm, a nagging sense of unease lingered in the back of my mind. The manuscript's curse may have been broken, but I couldn't shake the feeling that there were other dark forces at work, lurking in the shadows and waiting to strike. Determined to ensure the safety of the library and its patrons, I resolved to investigate further, to uncover any lingering traces of the darkness that had once threatened to consume us all. Armed with newfound resolve, I delved into the library's archives once more, scouring its shelves for any hint of hidden danger. And then, just when I thought that the worst was behind us, a series of strange occurrences began to unfold once again. Books flew off the shelves, their pages fluttering in the air with an otherworldly force. Whispers echoed through the aisles, their words filled with a sense of malice and foreboding. And shadowy figures lurked in the corners, their eyes gleaming with an unnatural light. It was as if the darkness that had been banished with the destruction of the cursed manuscript had found a new vessel, a new way to manifest its malevolent presence within the library's walls. Determined to confront the source of the disturbances once and for all, I embarked on a journey deeper into the heart of the library, following the trail of chaos to its source. With each step, the air grew heavier, thick with the scent of decay and despair. And then, just when it seemed that all hope was lost, I stumbled upon a hidden chamber concealed beneath the library's foundation, a place of darkness and ancient secrets, untouched by the passage of time. As I entered the chamber, I felt a chill run down my spine, a sense of foreboding washing over me like a tidal wave. The air was thick with the stench of death, and the walls were adorned with strange symbols and arcane sigils. And there, at the center of the chamber, stood a figure cloaked in shadow, its eyes gleaming with malevolent intent. It was the embodiment of the darkness that had plagued the library, a creature of pure evil that sought to consume all who dared to stand in its way. With a sense of determination coursing through my veins, I prepared to confront the creature head-on, knowing that the fate of the library and everyone in it rested in my hands. As I faced the creature, its form shifting and twisting in the dim light, I felt a surge of power coursing through me, a strength born of courage and conviction. And then, with a mighty roar, I unleashed a blast of pure energy, banishing the darkness from the chamber and sealing the portal that had allowed it to enter our world. As the last echoes of the battle faded away, I emerged from the chamber victorious, knowing that the library and everyone in it was finally safe from the forces of darkness that had threatened to consume us all. And as I looked out at the now quiet library, I knew that its halls would once again be filled with the comforting embrace of knowledge and light, banishing the shadows that had once lurked within its walls forever.